So as I mentioned in the first video of the truck wrap, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect by any means. So right here was the biggest problem, right around the badge, where I got really lazy and laid it right over it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna cut around the badge, which in all honesty, that was an awful idea. So don't do that. But we did the painstaking thing of cutting while it's on the truck. We'll see. It's not, maybe I'll just, I don't know, let me know. Should I leave it like it is? It's not bad, it really isn't bad. Or should I do a little bit more cutting? But anyway, problem solved. Now, that's not the only problem, but before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say welcome back to the great state of Texas and another video. And this one, I think you'll like this one. So I've gotten so many comments asking me like, who did your wrap? Where did you get your wrap done? I take it to shows, people ask me, where did I get it done? This and this and this. And I'm like, well, my garage. That's where I got it done. And it was me. Very not professionally. But anyway, there is problems, of course, being this is the first time I wrapped a vehicle. Prep wasn't as good as it could have been, but it's all lessons learned, and I'm gonna tell you about that now. So obviously, this was like the, third piece I did. You can see it's starting to like peel off the door there. Not off of it, but out from the behind it. Couple reasons. Number one, didn't heat it enough when I did it, so it couldn't peel all the way around. You see the top is better, I heated that more. So I'm gonna fix that. And number two, laid a solid piece, cut it down the middle. I think what I should have done is make the piece, cut it first, then do a little more overlap so I can curl it back more. I think that's what I should do. If you are a vinyl wrapper, please give me some input here. But that was, of course, a mistake. Now, the gray was a lot more difficult than the black for some reason. I don't know why. So there's all these, some little air bubbles. Part of it is because of my poor preparation. Part of it is because I didn't heat it enough. There's a whole bunch of different things, but it could be better. But that being said, it did not turn out bad. It really didn't. But today we're also gonna do the roof line up there because I have 2 car shows tomorrow, if it doesn't rain. And then of course, the $1 million question, how much did I pay for this wrap? And it's a lot less than you may think. So I have the spreadsheet of all the expenses that went into the wrap. And of course we have our vinyl. So I was mistaken. It's slate gray, not Nardo. My bad. But we have our black gloss vinyl, which was 50 square feet. That was 60 bucks. Our slate gray was 70 bucks. And then a toolkit, knifeless tape, heat gun. That was all around 10 bucks per unit. So right off the bat, we're doing pretty good. And we didn't even use all the vinyl, but we're about to. So that brings the grand total to $158.94. Now, if you know the prices of wraps, that's pretty dang good. What it doesn't account for is the almost 12 hours of labor that went in to doing the wrap. So if you figure that at $100 an hour, plus the cost of buying vinyl, then all of a sudden you're looking at about $1,400, which probably isn't too off with what you'd pay for something like this at a professional shop. But all in all, if you are willing to put in the work, and it's a lot of work, and do it yourself, you could have a wrapped truck for under 200 bucks, which is exactly what I wanted. I want something that stood out and popped a lot, which it does, and it stands out at shows, and is really cheap, and you could do it on a college budget. Now this weekend, the final finishing touches are going on. There's gonna be a windshield banner that goes across the top, and I'm getting new Covert Garage decals here, a YouTube one, and then another Instagram one. So I'm actually in the process of changing Instagram names, if you haven't heard. So business page, Shop Covert Garage. My page is gonna be The Covert Garage, but of course I have to wait for the Covert Garage to open up since it's not 14 days yet. Anyway, it's a really crazy thing Instagram does, so I own both accounts, but in 2 weeks, we'll have it. But since I have to do some more pieces anyway, I figured I might as well show y'all since I'm getting so many questions about this. Hopefully this will either inspire you, or if you're thinking about doing it, it'll help you out a little bit. And if you're not and you think it's stupid, well, the more you know, right? So here's what's on the agenda. I really don't want to because I know it's going to be tricky, but some stuff along the top right up here. Of course, we got these panels done, but then the back up there and at least part of the roof is going to get done. I've had a whole bunch of suggestions. Originally, I was thinking black the roof out. A whole bunch of people have said just go ahead and do the Arctic camo. That's what we're calling it now. The Arctic camo on top, because you don't see much of that. So that's what we're going to attempt. But okay, real quick side note. So I've really got the sports car itch right now. I want a Mustang so bad. So I have started tearing in to the engine. As you can see, took the oil pan off, which is right there, and you can tell they didn't change the oil very often. But anyway, I've been looking here at the crank bearings and everything looks fine. So the next plan of attack is to tear into the rod bearings. We're thinking one of those is spun, and that's the whole issue. But if the crank is okay, the rods are okay, even if you have to place rod and a piston, then really we could get out in pretty good shape and we can start looking for the cams, stage 3 cams, intake, all the parts for that, and then looking for a car. I almost bought one the other day, but it sold, so RIP. But back to the truck, So the first plan of attack is to get everything cleaned up because you can't stick vinyl onto a dirty surface. So we're gonna go ahead and do the front lip right down here. I was originally had something else planned, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. Then up top a little bit. Hopefully we can get this done relatively quickly. I'll wipe the truck down for the shows tomorrow, if they even happen, and then we'll be set. We just need a whole bunch of little bitty pieces right now, so I'm just gonna use kind of this chunk. I'm gonna try to save a lot for the roof. That looks pretty cool. But a bunch of little bitty pieces to go along these edges, and of course the very front edge. Then we'll get our slate gray out, not Nardo, and do the same. All right, we've got a whole bunch of these little pieces here. So we're gonna start putting some of these onto here, and hopefully it turns out at least halfway decent. First piece down. All right, so there's the first piece. You can see it turned out pretty dang good. I don't see anything wrong with it right off the bat. So we're gonna go ahead and fill in a few more and leave some room for gray, obviously, but not too shabby. All right, so hey, I mean, not too bad. You just, when you're using the heat gun, make sure you don't overheat the vinyl because that's also not good, but apply some heat to it. Helps it stick a little bit from what I found and makes it go a little bit better. So there's, I mean, it's not a pro tip for you. We'll just call it a tip from someone who's tried and only failed a little bit. But obviously y'all know how the thing works now, so we'll go ahead and just throw some gray on there. All right, so all the gray I think I'm gonna put on is on now. It kind of completes it. Maybe I'll add one more piece there. I don't know, to be determined, but now I think it's time to at least move on to this part, and then the back little part up there. I'm not gonna do the roof today. I don't think I have enough vinyl, but we're at least gonna get this part that you can see from the side view and then from the back. And then we'll call it and be good for now. So as I mentioned earlier, having a clean vehicle is one of the most important things when you're wrapping. It's just like when you're painting, prep work is 90% of the battle. So I'm using a Chemical Guys waterless wash and wax, and so far it's been doing perfectly fine. You don't want to wax your truck, obviously, because you don't want a coating on there that could hurt the adhesion of the wrap. But so far it's been doing absolutely great. I had to get all these water spots and stuff off from when it rained last time, so I have no complaints about that. But that brings us on to a very important point of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to announce that today's video has been sponsored by nobody, but soon maybe. And also, that's pretty dope. But anyway, so this side, I think we're gonna call it on this side. We got it done. And then the back, we got a couple little pieces in the back there to kind of tie everything together. I didn't go too crazy, but a few flaws. Honestly, we're getting better though. So now all we gotta do is some stuff along here, and then we're gonna call it a night. But I do have one more surprise for y'all, something I'm really excited about. I've been waiting for them to come in the mail. I think you're really gonna like it, but that's after the wrap. So let's go ahead and finish this because it's getting late. I gotta get up early. Well, I think we're at a good stopping point for now, at least. This is gonna be an ever-changing process, really. So the front, we've got all of that situated. Now, shout out to FCK. Light bar's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. So we've got all of this going over here on this side, and then of course the back. Man, I tell you, that engine's getting in the way. We've got the back all situated, roof to come, probably. Maybe black though, I don't know. And then of course this side is also all together. It kind of just brings it together so it doesn't look all situated down the middle. I don't know, let me know what you think and let me know what you would change. But now that that's done, I've got some exciting news. Well, a couple things of exciting news, but I'm gonna head inside and show y'all because I think it's pretty cool. Now, I don't know why I haven't been doing this before because it's a really brilliant idea, but I started making like prints of cars, if that makes sense. So here is an example of one of the truck. Now this is 12 inches by 8 inches aluminum. It's basically a Covert plate, but bigger, and I can print any picture of your car on there. And as you can see, these are detailed images too. It can print just about as high quality as the image you provide me. So I know I have 2 shows tomorrow to go to. That's gonna be sitting right in the front of the truck. So it's like a big aluminum poster of your vehicle that you can do. And they can be customized however you want, or just a picture, so something new at least. And then tomorrow, we're picking up some Covert Garage t-shirts. Finally, I know the wait has been, well, really long. But that does mean by the time this video is live, you will be able to get both the prints and your Covert Garage t-shirts on the website, which is www.thecovertgarage.com. So make sure you don't miss out on those awesome new products. I think they're gonna sell really well, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to the t-shirts. But with that, it is time to end. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope maybe you learned something. I don't know. You probably didn't, because honestly, I don't really know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I hope at least you were enlightened on how cheap a wrap actually can be if you do it yourself and buy the vinyl and put in the work. It's a lot of work, but it's really attainable, and it doesn't have to be this $3,000 option that only the people with really high-class cars can afford. So keep that in mind when you want to change the look of your vehicle. But with that, it is time to end. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.